YouTube! What it do? It's your boy Benji, and we are back in between the ropes. What it do, man? Sickos, I'm here for you today. Let's talk about AEW Dynamite. Let's recap what happened, man. MJF opened up the show and came right to the ring and made Tony Schiavone his mic stand. He told the crowd that he is the best in the world, and that's why he's been able to receive all of these monetary achievements and has a baddest chick on his side. Honestly, MJF has to be my favorite wrestler right now. He is just so good on the mic. He's so intriguing to watch during promos and in the ring. And dude, I gotta figure out, where is he getting all these Burberry? Is he sponsored at this point? Y'all know what they say too. If you rock, a certain amount of Burberry, a child is probably on the way. Anyways, Brody King's music hits and he is ready to avenge his friend Bandito and legitimately calls his shot at the championship. MJF backed into the corner and asked the entire arena for total silence so he could think. They were in Orlando and the crowd decided to boo him instead. After serious consideration, MJF said no. Not because he's scared. He said that Brody's a big dude who barks, and that's fine because he's all bark and no bite. MJF says that Brody King has not beaten elite talent, just tomato cans, jabronis, and jobbers. I agree. If Brody can challenge for the gold, so can I. MJF added, interrupt the champ again, and we've got a problem. I think it's just funny that anybody in the back might be wanting a shot at the gold, but they don't understand the weight that comes with this. This would be literally like, again, the guy who's maybe won 2 amateur fights wanting to fight up against Gervonta Davis or one of the big heavyweight names in boxing. That's just not how that works. You got to work your way up, little buddy. MJF then started poking Brody King in the chest and instantly regretted every life choice that he's made after that and backed out of the ring. He was like, I got some real competition tonight. Really important stuff to do tonight. He's hilarious, bro. Hangman and Jet Speed are the new trios champs. And there's news out there that says that Powerhouse Hobbs is heading over to the WWE. Joe is losing it all. He just lost the AEW championship, lost his trios titles, and his boy? 2026 has not been kind to that dude. The new champs asked Heyman for advice heading into the matches tonight. I think Speedball was a little out of his mind, thinking that Samoa Joe is going to be light work. And Heyman's an L friend, bro. This dude is really gatekeeping advice. He really won't tell them what the freak they need to do in order to beat Swerve and Joe. In the match, as soon as my boy Speedball started to gain some momentum, the Ops minus Hobbs showed up and started stomping that dude out. I will tell you, stuff always goes weird when this referee is in the building. Speedball landed a super nice shooting star press, and of course Joe kicked out. I am not the biggest fan of guys kicking out when dudes do incredibly difficult top rope maneuvers, but this is Samoa Joe. The Ops continue to cheat in this match to ensure that Joe eventually gets his W and can at least smile about something. And then for the next fight, I was supposed to be there. I don't know. I was having like traveling issues. I had to get a new phone. Like a lot of weird stuff was going on, man. So I had to let the crew take this one. I thought that this was going to be a regular fight, but I forgot Moxley was in it. We had the Death Riders versus the Don Callis family. Weapons were everywhere. Wheeler took some sick, nasty bumps. Everyone fought everyone. Tables exploded. And then Mox got put through some glass and barbed wire on a Wednesday? We got to see Pac show up on crutches to cause chaos. And then even Claudio showed up to throw an assist. And eventually Mox ended up choking Romero out. And then calmly got on the mic after the match to tell Don Callis, tell your guy to come find me. You talking about me? I mean, I'm having traveling difficulties, bro. But I mean, I think I got, hold on, I got something. I think think I'm a little busy. A little busy. Yeah, definitely. We then got to see a Triangle of Madness promo against the Babes of Wrath. These women have been beefing for a while, and Julia Hart reminded folks, like me, that haven't been watching for long, that she's been waiting over 2 years for a rematch at the title that Willow is holding. Tekla wants a shot at Statlander, and Sky Blue is just going to stare at the camera menacingly. Well, Team Babes is ready for the smoke, and the Cat Lady is ready to punch someone. We then got to see FTR match up against Alec Price and Jordan Oliver, who have apparently been wrecking shop on the independent scene. It was a pretty solid match, but I just really enjoy Stokely on the commentary desk. This dude is amazing. Eventually, FTR gets the W, which is what I would believe will happen against Davis and Doyle next week. Davis and Doyle just remind me of like some Beavis and Butthead type stuff. I don't know, just big country boys. I don't know. Kenny Omega is still in the Don Callis family vortex. And dude, man, I wish I was there for the show, man. I could have helped the family. Things looking a little rough though, so I don't know. I mean, Don hasn't been answering my calls, but it could be because I got a new phone. So I may or may not be putting applications in for another family. But y'all didn't hear that from me. Y'all didn't hear that from me, not at all. Kenny Omega got a hero's welcome, but immediately got jumped from behind and spent the first 5 minutes fighting both Alexander and Don Callis' midlife crisis. There was concrete pain, apron pain, and there had to be at least a couple of moments in this match where Kenny Omega regretted his life choices. Omega was doing moonsaults, out of the ring dives, and even survived a crazy ankle lock that tried to end the future of his leg. There was a hilarious part of this match though, where Kenny Omega got face to face with Don Callis, and Don Callis ripped his headset off and took off running. Dude, Don Callis is fast as heck, bro. He does not move like an old man. Alexander almost stole the match, but Kenny Omega remembered who he is. Dude, there was a couple of V triggers to which Josh Alexander kicked out. I was like, oh shoot. It's possible Alexander might win this match. But eventually it was a one-winged angle that landed and won the match for Kenny Omega. This was another one of the matches that we got a flash of MJF in the back watching. And honestly, I enjoyed that. Apparently, in reality, many wrestlers are not backstage watching matches anymore or studying material, working on moves, nothing like that. So I think it's at least good to see the wrestlers on screen paying attention to potential challengers. And I mean, it gives me like a throwback vibe, bro. I remember that was something that the guys were doing. Kenny got on the mic after the match and let us know that Dom tried to catch him while he was not at 100%, but he is ready to continue to battle the Don Callis family, but after he wins the championship. I appreciate you, bro, because I think I was next in line. And then, yo, this part of the show was funny, but there was a segment called Technique by Taz. They did an ESPN-style breakdown of MJF's submission tactics against Bandito last week. We then got to see Megan Bayne and Penelope versus Toni and MIRA. So look, Penelope Ford is back with Megan, and I was pretty sure heading to this match that there was going to be some losses on the way now. But side note, I was laughing watching Toni Storm's entrance because, dude, she is able to bring the crazy out of everyone within a 6-feet radius of her. I don't know if the butler sips something into the tea or something like that. I don't know. But anyways, this was a pretty good match, and my prediction was actually wrong. Team Megan won with the help from an interference from Marina Shafir. I don't know what this ref was doing, man. He's also very, 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 very suspect. I don't know. But, many of us remember that Marina was also vying for the respect of Miss Megan on the route to the Tag Team Championship belts. So I think this is pretty cool. I don't know what this necessarily means. The three of them are going to be teaming up long term. If this is going to be Marina hopping fences or potentially trying to bring them back into the Don Callis family. I'm sorry, the Death Riders. I ain't going to say too much. But if Megan and Penelope want to slide to the Death Rider family and make it official, I might have to switch up. Look, guys, I might have to switch up. I'm not gonna lie. Speaking of the Death Riders, I did mention to y'all that I felt like they were slowly starting to turn face, and I think that's more and more apparent. But then the Marina attack made things a little confusing for me. So I'm not quite sure where they're at right now. The main event was Swerve versus Kenny. Good old Kevin Knight. I don't know why I always want to call this dude like Kenny the Jet Smith. I don't know why. It just looks like he'd be a good Kenny the Jet. Maybe it's because he teams up with Jet. I don't know. Jet Speed. I don't know. Anyways. Again, this was entertaining. I mean, these guys were dancing on one another. There was a couple of moments where Kevin thought he had the match won, and Swerve was able to just be a veteran, bro. Put his feet on the ropes, things like that. And it was funny to see him smirk and laugh at the almost win that Kevin was able to get. And for this match, MJF wasn't going to be watching from the backstage anymore. He straight up got in the crowd. And like I said, man, these dudes did things on a Wednesday that you would expect to see on a PLE, but they got after it, man. This is the one time that this referee actually paid attention. I ain't gonna lie, she's probably one of the better refs, dude. I think the rest of these guys are corrupt. She's kind of pissed me off a few times, but she tries. I think what cooked Kevin in this match is he tried too much to taunt Swerve, man. He even tried to hit this dude with a dude tried to hit him with a house call, to which Swerve had to let him know how it was really done, and then hit this fool with a series of bombs to eventually get the W. So I guess it just proved that Jet Speed is perpetually bound to the tag team division, and the singles guys are going to show us how it's done. But all in all, this is a pretty solid show. Again, early portion of the year in wrestling, you're buying time for some of the biggest pay-per-views of the year, but you're starting to see things start to creep along via Dynamite. But I'm not going to lie, a lot of stuff has been happening on Collision. We've seen title changes, people returning. So, I don't know. I think that this Collision is going to be a good one. What y'all think? I mean, we like to rate things yay and nay. Somewhere in the middle is okay. I think it's an okay episode. Obviously, the in-ring work was really good this episode. Like, I think that pretty much every match went through smooth, and there was moments that I enjoyed. I'm interested to see what is going to happen on Collision. They might have got me on this one. I'm tuning in. But y'all let me know what y'all thought.